Welcome to the Gunman Instalive. This is a platform where we are doing face-offs of fights of all levels. Of course, anyone who doesn't know, these two brothers are about to go to war on Saturday, the 9th of November in Manchester on Outcasts 003. Down to my right, we have the CEO, the founder, the head honcho, the El Capitan of Outcasts, Mr. John Hallam. And down to my left, we've got Brandon Jensen, the game relentless fighter with a warrior-like spirit, never gives up and is always involved in a good fight. Brandon Jensen. Listen, I'm going to start with you, John. There's no love lost between you two. Where did it start? How did it start?
I just thought he was a bit like too big for his boots, really. Early on in the scene, one of the first SCB events, I was commentating and stuff like that. So I just called him out because I was like, yeah, I think he's a bit too big for his boots, really. I still think he is a bit. He's mellowed out a bit now. Like, I think he's learned his lesson a little bit, you know, kind of.
Louis Bayless done that.
Fucking, maybe just a bit. I did tell you, mate. I did tell you were going to get filled in on that event, like, because you were meant to be fighting me in March, but then
we know what it is.
I said you'll get flatlined, and then
we roll the dice. It is what it is. I saw no footage on him, and I was told it was his debut, so we rolled the dice and we came up on the wrong end. But it is what it is. It's boxing.
Listen, I think, John, you've made it pretty clear that you do not rate this guy. You've made it clear. You've been on videos. You're on the record of saying this guy never wins. You've dismissed the fact that if Dawn's beating him, then there's no way that he can beat you. Why do you stand by what you're saying, that he's no good?
I think it's
you don't
one of those things where I think I'm going to face the best him, because if you're fighting in the O2 Indigo twice and letting it down, because I'll be real with you, Brandon, you had all the tools and the capabilities of beating Dawns, and you shouldn't have lost against Dawns. You know what I mean?
I beat Dawns 9 times out of 10, and you can see I was picking it up in the second round, and if that fight was going to go longer, I'd have beat him. That's a fact.
I'm not sure, mate, because I think you look pretty fucked, to be honest. Pardon my French. I think you looked a bit knack there, mate, to be fair. You looked flat, and Dawns was kind of just like...
There was more stuff behind the scenes that happened to that. I mean, I had about a 5-minute warm-up. I wasn't warm, I was flat. It was what it was. But again, like I said, I believe I beat Dawns 9 times out of 10, especially over a 5-round fight. But
it's one of those things.
The thing is with Dawns, right? The only reason I rate him is because he finds a way to get it done.
Yeah, no.
Fair.
He's not a great boxer. I'll hold my hands up. I didn't lose. I lost to not a good boxer, but he finds a way to get it done.
My whole thing is you have all the tools to beat Dawns. You didn't beat Dawns. Yeah, whatever. It's the fact that I respect you for taking this. I've already said that multiple times. I respect you taking it. Don't mean I like you. Also, don't appreciate you blowing my phone up all the time, trying to be buddy with me in private, it's just we're fighting, bro. It's a bit weird. But it's one of those things where every single time you've come up against someone besides Dawns, they've been a bit bigger than you. And what am I? A bit bigger than you. And I think it's a tale as old as time.
I highly doubt you are heavier than me. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I know I'm not heavier than you, but as a frame, Brandon, you're built like a mini fridge, bro. It's not normal. Like, it's like, I'm going to open you up, bro, and eat the snacks, like, on the Saturday, you know what I mean? It's like,
nice.
It's like, if me and you stood next to each other, 9 out of 10 people would say, I weigh more than you, even though I don't. Do you know what I mean? But me as a friend, Gunman will look at me and you and think, these two are fighting in the same weight class? What the fuck? Because, like, I'm just bigger than you in, like, general. I've met you in person. I'm bigger than you. You know I am. It's one of those things where it's a tale of as old as time. In every fight you've been in, besides Dawns, because you're about the same size, maybe a bit bigger than Dawns, actually. I think you did have a weight advantage on Dawns. Like, the person's towered over you and just enforced his will on you. And I have no qualm with saying that's exactly how the fight's going to go on Saturday. I'm just too big for you. I'm too strong for you. And as soon as I hope you come in for a war as well, because it just helps me. I'm to batter you up, bro, and just beat you up. That's basically what's going to happen. It won't be pretty.
My counterpoint to that, right, is if I've dealt with that 3 times, right, first guy I fought had a 10 kg weight advantage on me. The second guy I fought, I took on 3 days' notice, had a 10 kg weight advantage on me again. I arguably beat him. Most people go back and watch that fight and say I beat him 2-1. So that wasn't an issue because I learned from the first fight. Louis Bayliss just outskilled me, mate. Outmatched me. It was as simple as that. He was strong. He was fast. I couldn't catch him with a single punch. That fight was what it was. That had nothing to do with the fact that he was bigger than me.
So what are you weighing right now, Brandon? I'm curious.
Well, I've done a weight cut today, ready for tomorrow, and then I'll rehydrate after. So right now I'm about 79. When I weigh, I'll probably be about 78. When I rehydrate, I'll be about 84, 85.
I'm about 81 now because I've been cutting. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you because I'm hungry for chocolate, bro. I'll be real. Like I want fucking food, and I'll probably be about 82, 83 by the time it rocks up. And it's like a kilogram or so difference, but it's one of those things where a lot of that, bro, is in the mini fridge build. Like you're very compact, but you're just not stronger than me. Afterwards, yeah, I'll respect you. I'm not going to be mates with you afterwards, not really. But I'll do it. This is really random. I'll have a test of strength with you afterwards. After we've had a fight, we'll have a drink and we'll do a bit of mercy, yeah? And you'll realise, oh, fucking hell, fuck that. You'll someone that's 5'6" that way, like a mini fridge, and someone that's like 5'10", that's like just bigger. And it's based by, obviously the bigger man doesn't always win, but the bigger man's winning on Saturday. And it's one of those things where, yeah, you've had plenty of time. And I'm going to say this to you, this is an advantage for you. I have never sparred anyone your size before. In the gym, I go your size or build. But it doesn't, but I've been sparring people bigger than me and the same size as me. That are strong, some are stronger than me, and they'll be stronger than you. Because I'll be real, like, it's this thing with the weight that you keep bringing up. But it's one of those things where, do you really think you're stronger than me? In a clinch?
A fight is not everything about strength. In a clinch, I don't want to engage in the clinch because I don't want it to be a boring fight. When we get to that 4th round, because I've been told it's 4th round now, if we're both still standing there, I want us last 30 seconds going toe-to-toe. We need to put on entertainment for the people. It is what it is. I still believe I'll be there in the 4th, and I still believe you'll be there in the 4th. I've heard you've been training hard, and I respect that. I do think you're going to come game, and I do think it's going to be a great fight. Look, the better man's going to win on the night. It's a lose-lose situation for you, because if you beat me, everybody's going to say you beat an 0-4 guy. If you lose to me, you've lost to an 0-4 guy. You've got everything to lose.
That's true. But you say you're respect me and stuff because I'm training hard and that. You're very focused on the 6th of December, though. I've noticed.
I have to be a lot more focused on the 6th of December. That's a whole different challenge in front of you.
A whole different challenge in front of you. Really, you should be focusing on the things you've got on the weekend rather than something a month away, surely.
Not entirely. I mean, I'm definitely focused on you, which is why I said I have a task at hand on Saturday before that. But regardless
Brandon, if you could have it your way, because Jalen clearly disrespects you, and I think it's clear to say he disrespects you and doesn't rate you, and he says he's not going to be friends with you afterwards. If you could have it your way, would you violently KO him, or would you just beat the shit out of him for the 4 rounds?
I'm happy to beat him on points, man. It's good experience. Simple as that. I'm happy to beat him on points. I don't care for a knockout.
He's also said you've been pally. You've been sending him messages, and usually in boxing that sort of sends a little bit of a white flag psychologically early that maybe you're not up for the fight here. What's your explanation of what you've been messaging him in order to maybe make him a bit friendlier?
I'm not bothered about how friendly he is. I'm just a calm guy. I don't really care for it. A fight is a fight. I've been relatively cool, relatively calm with all my previous opponents. Dawn's being one of them. really good friends with Dawns. But a fight is a fight. It's business at the end of the day. That's all it is.
But didn't you shit on Ashley Keno from a dizzy height, though, saying if you lost to him, you'd retire? That's not being cordial and nice, is it?
That's promotion.
I think you meant it. I think you meant it, bro. I think you meant it. I think you meant it, bro.
We didn't even get to Ashley Keno, who I was going to fight first anyway. So that is what it is.
Yeah, I do think he was a little bit hard done by in that. In fairness, I have to stick up for him here because I think he was meant to be fighting a semi-final, and then if I remember rightly, I did the face-offs for those semi-finals, and then you
2
ended
days
up
before,
fighting
and it changed on the day.
It changed on the day, yeah. So I've got to say that's not ideal preparation. But then neither is warming up only 5 minutes before you fight, and that kind of preparation needs to stop. Listen, Brandon, you look really good, and I've said this to you many a time. You look great when you're shadowboxing. Your training clips you post, you look really good. You always look really good, yet you seem to not be able to bring it into the arena, and you've eaten the bad end of the results. What are you going to do on Saturday that's going to ensure that you do not lose for another fight?
So I spoke to you actually about this, and I said what my issue was in my previous fights is I was trying to be a boxer and not a fighter.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be the complete opposite, where I should be trying to meet myself in the middle. I was trying to stick to boxing, whereas all these guys that came to fight me were fighters, not boxers.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So I've got to incorporate a bit of that, especially with this fight here, because he's going to come and he's going to be a fighter. He's not going to be a slick technical boxer. He's going to be a fighter. He's going to try to stick it on me from the open. He said that his whole game plan, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. Like I said, I've dealt with this 3 times already. There's nothing that he brings that I haven't already dealt with. So it doesn't scare me. He doesn't impose anything. I don't think he possesses the power to come in there and knock me out in round 1, round 2. Definitely not. So we're going to see what's going to happen on Saturday night, man. But like I said, he's got everything to lose.
Yeah,
everything.
Brandon, is Challam's inactivity? I mean, this guy's been... Is it going to be... You've been a lot more active. You're active like Virgin active. Is that going to be a big difference that you've got more experience and you're out more regularly than he is?
I believe so, yeah. But then, again, it's not on the same stages I've fought on previously. So... like, it is a lot smaller of a crowd. So I can't turn around and say the occasion's going to get to him. I don't think the occasion will get to him. For me, it's like an open sparring session. That's all it is.
But you have said that the pressure is on him. And let's just switch this question to you, John. Listen, if you lose to a guy that hasn't won a fight on your very own show, are you going to be finished like you're one of the American Democrats? Are you going to be? Are you going to have to hide in a cave like you're Osama bin Laden and find a little cave in Manchester?
If he beats me, I'll shake your hand right there and say, "Fucking fair enough. You proved me wrong. I'm man enough to. I don't mean I'm going to be mates with you, but I'll respect it. You know what I mean? But
is what it is, man. And one thing I'll bring up as well is a lot of people have been asking me, you're fighting a CEO of a company. If it goes to points, you're not going to enter the decision. I'll say right now, I believe in Gary's decision making. It is what it is. I don't think Jallan paid him off. No.
I can't afford to pay Gary off. If I'm going to pay Gary off a bit with a doner kebab and garlic sauce, you have just about as good a chance of bribing him as I do. But it's one of those things where people can't accuse me. I don't think there's been a decision on Outcasts that's been like bad. I don't think anyone's looked and gone, that's a robbery. And even people on my own team have lost fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On these cards. So it's like, you'll find out people will make their opinions known if they think it's dodgy. You know what I mean?
Close fight. I do think it'll be a very close fight. Do you know I'd be mad if it was a draw? That would piss me off.
Yeah, we just do a 5th round then. Just do a 5th round at that point.
Yeah.
5th round.
Listen, Brandon, as I said, he doesn't rate you. He said that. He said that. His words, not mine. He doesn't rate you. You seem to rate him. Is that? Do you rate your opponent?
I rate any man that steps in the ring.
Is he the hardest fight you've had? who beats him that you've beaten? Sorry, who beats him that you fought, I should say?
I don't think Dawns does, but I think every other guy from Dawns would.
What, you think the guy that you said that you took on short notice, that was walking to the corner gassed, would beat me?
If he trained properly, yeah.
But that's the guy who saw, though.
Okay, so if we're going off the same person I fought on the same night, no. But I think that Louis beats you, and I think the first guy beats you as well, for a fact.
Who was the first guy? You fought Louis. You didn't fight Keno in the end, did you?
No, I fought 2 years ago on like an ultra white show against a guy that was a lot heavier than I was, who was a lot more skilled than I was as well. And he beat me fair and square. That was what it was.
Yeah.
But again, he that fight was very similar to the Louis fight, and again, it was just a step up in class and a step up in a guy that was just a lot naturally bigger than I was.
Yeah. Have you seen enough of John to devise a game plan? There's not much paper, this brother.
No, bro. Honestly, he could be a completely different. He could be a completely different fighter from what he was last time, or he could be exactly the same. I don't expect him to be exactly the same because I think he's in a lot better shape. I think he's going to come a lot more game, but I do think he's going to come for a dust up. So,
yeah, John. Listen, how important is composure in this? Like, it seems like you're more riled than towards him than he is towards you. He seems pretty chill.
It's one of those,
like honestly,
I think
how much?
I'm just excited. I'm like ready to go. It's one of those things where you can be excited and go in there. I'm in there to have fun. I want to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Because that's how you learn. You have a laugh with it. I'll hit some emotes on you, Brandon. It'll be fun. Like, I'll stroke your head like a little newborn baby. It'd be great. It'd be beautiful. But it doesn't mean I can't switch it off and be a bit more methodical when I'm feeling like it. You know what I mean? It's just, I just want to have some fun. I don't want to go in there and put the towel through my neck like Mike Tyson and go in there and, just like socks on. You know what I mean? I want to go in there and just have a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. That's what this is. It's about entertainment as well as beating the crap out of each other. So,
it's going to be a fun fight. I'll be honest. It's one of the fights I'm looking forward to most on the card. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to this fight.
I think the reason everybody's saying it's 50-50 is because of the lack of footage that everybody has seen on Jalen. That it's he's not fought in this long. How long has he trained for? Has he been in and out of the gym? Has he improved? That's why it's a 50-50.
Mate, you can't find nothing on him. I couldn't even find him throwing a jab to put him in the promo video.
I've been keeping it under lock and key, man, because I wanted to be like, I wanted to fight back on SCB 002 against people like Nathan and stuff, and that's all gone now. I'm not asked about that anymore. Like, and I've tried fighting in between. I've had an injury and stuff. If anything, Brandon, you should have an easier job at this because I'm coming off a concussion, mate. So really, you should be beating the shit out of me and knocking me out. I'm coming up. You're fighting a guy that's been injured, bro. You should be beating me. I'll be hobbling. I'll be hobbling in there. I'll be hobbling in there on a Zimmer frame. I'll be like feeling it.
I can't find you. I can't find you, John. And that's what I do. I find fighters. I find people. That's what I do. I find people to interview. I do that all day, every day. I interview people, find people. I'm looking for people's records, finding like clips of them. I'm going to shows, and I literally couldn't find nothing on you. You're like a ghost.
It's just my white collar from like years ago, and that's it. That's literally the only thing on me. Deliberate as well.
And a little bit with Beeman, but you can't really.
Oh, I got absolutely dogged by Beeman. Yeah, that was bad. That. Yeah,
can't take anything from that though.
No, I can't.
Yeah, Beeman's solid.
Beeman's absolutely.
His coach is cornering me for my fight.
I know you rang me up to tell me. I know. I know, bro. I was sat on the station coming back from uni, and you were like spam ringing me, and I was like, "What's he want? It's something up." It's like, "Oh, just let you know the police spam." I was like, "Nice one, mate. Good for you."
It's difficult because I would tell the promoter of a show a lot of information, whereas it's difficult this time around because I'm fighting the promoter of the show.
I did tell you, to be fair, bro, just message the Outcast account. It's not that deep, bro. Yeah. Just message one of the staff will deal with it. I don't need to, no. It's like, yeah, just deviate it a bit.
Listen, John, it's pretty clear, though, if you lose this fight and you become his first victim, One of the people, James Bueno, who's fighting on the main card, he's written, Callum is cooking. Well, you won't be cooking at all. If this guy beats you, this brother knocks you, if he knocks you up, wraps you up into a spliff and smokes you, you won't be cooking. Like, literally, you, as I said, you'll have to go into hiding. Yeah. You'll have to disconnect your BT broadband, brother. You know what I mean? And be offline.
I'll be real, Gunman. No. I was going to say no offence, Brandon, but full offence. I don't think you can knock out a wank, bro, let alone me. So I don't think you've got one. I don't think you've got one in you. I'll be real. I think you would, if you had one in you, it would have been Dawn. And yeah.
Brandon, you fought on Crypto Fight Week. You fought on DKM. You fought on big platforms in bigger fights. And this guy is disrespecting you. He's saying that you can't punch. There's no way you can win. He's attacked you on social media to some extent, and the fact that look, if you can't beat Dawn, you can't beat him. That's one of the quotes I've heard on one of his interviews. Does this carry a bit of spite in this fight for you? Does hearing these things I've just said, does it make you want to knock this guy out?
I'm not really bothered, man. It's really not that deep for me. I want to go in there and put on a good boxing performance. That is what it is. And you know what? After I've finished with you, Callum, and I've beat you, because I can't beat Dawns and there's nobody else that I can beat, you can go fight Dawns after.
I don't think Dawns wants anything to do with what I bring, bro. I'll be real. It's fucking very low reward, massive risk. So, yeah.
I agree.
I would take it. I'd take it. But
and what I'll say is, again, the low reward, big risk, which is why I could have pulled out of this fight this week. For a fact, I could have pulled out of this fight this week because I've just got something else that's further down the line. But I'm true to my word, and I'm a man of my word, and you know that.
And the fact,
if I say I'm going to,
and the fact I've paid for all your travel and accommodation already as well.
I could reimburse that if I wanted to pull out the fight. That's not an issue.
But we all know that would be just a repeat of what happened last time. You took another fight and then dipped out again for DKM. So then it would have just been the same thing over and over again. And then I would have won. I would have moral victory yet again. So you couldn't. Oh, really? You're a bit trapped.
No,
really.
I definitely could have. But like I said, I'm a man of my word. I have no issue with fighting you.
Exactly, and it's great.
And I'm not like other people in the scene either that is going to pull out against you. You could have come up to somebody else, or Gunman could have come up to somebody else and said, fight him. You came up to me first, and I said yes within the same day.
Yeah, he did.
I respect that. You're a lot less wet than Jack does boxing. I'll give you that. You're a lot less wet than Jack does boxing.
Brandon, respect to you, brother, because I know that you made this fight in a heartbeat. You've got a big fight on Crypto Fight Week in about 3 weeks, I think, if my math serves me right. You know, or 2 or 3 weeks. You know, you could pull out, but listen, pulling out, you know, it's the old school fighters don't pull out. You know, it's not in the DNA.
I don't agree with it, man. Look at what Luke Dyson's doing, bro. He's fighting like 4 times every weekend.
You know, so
I ain't on that though. I'm not fighting 4 times a weekend, bro.
No, but the main thing is you're taking on this challenge. You're coming into this brother's onto his show. You're coming onto his show, and you know the consequences. If you lose, he's going to brag about it. You won't hear the end of it. Tell him, you know that if you win, you're going to be going on. You're going to be banging on about this for.
Maybe for a few weeks, maybe. Yeah, maybe for a few weeks. I'll drop it eventually. Don't worry.
And Brandon, you can't lose this fight. You really can't afford to lose this fight. Listen, I want to just quickly ask for a prediction from you both before I let you go. Brandon, I want to hear what's going to happen. You tell John what's going to happen to him on Saturday night.
I think he's going to fully try and work his game plan of he's going to run straight at me. He's going to try and impose his will. He's going to try use his size and his strength. But when he realizes that I've dealt with that so many times and he's throwing shots and he's missing and I'm making him look silly with my footwork, I'm moving around a lot quicker than him, a lot lighter than him, and I'm picking him off. And in the third and the fourth round, when he's blowing out his ass, I reckon I can either TKO him in the fourth or it's going to be a UD.
So the fans can expect a shutout or a late finish from you.
Don't get me wrong. I'll be blowing out my ass in the third round, but I've got the experience now, and I know how to deal with that. That's where the experience comes in. You've had one fight 2 years ago.
John, how's this fight going to go? How's this going to play out on Saturday in Manchester?
I'll be generous. I think I'm going to stop him with a cumulative amount of damage. I think Gary will stop it in third. I think Gary will get between us. Because I'll get you in corner and I'll beat you up. That's what's going to happen. And he'll get between. Gary likes you, Brandon, so he'll get between. He'll get between us and he'll stop it. He'll have seen enough.
Listen.
You'll be touching my gloves. That's all you'll be doing. Touching my gloves.
I'll be touching your beer belly, bro. That's what I'll be fucking touching.
Touching my arms, my gloves. Cumulative damage, you won't touch me that much. I guarantee you I come out the fight looking a lot fresher than you do.
We'll see. We'll see on Saturday.
It's a boxing match. It can go either way, and for everybody that says it's 50-50, it is a 50-50 fight. It's as simple as that. You're showing something that I don't know what you're going to come in like, the same way I didn't know what Louis was going to come in like. So you could, again, come in like he did and completely outclass me. I'm aware of that. I've took 4 losses, so I'm completely aware of what I can come against. But I can also use them 4 losses going into this fight and learn from them, which I did. Look, I've been pieced up in sparring over the last 4 or 5 weeks, been pieced up by some top-level amateurs. But I have been preparing very, very hard for this fight. As I will.
Have you switched gyms, Brandon?
No.
No. Oh, so you're still sparring in the same gym you were before? The same one Hammer sparred you in?
No. That's a public gym. I also train on the side in an amateur boxing club.
How long have you been doing that for?
About 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you angling at, John?
Where were these fucking improvements when Dawn came up then?
What's up?
Where was these improvements? So say 6 months ago, was your CFN 4 then?
You're not saying my fight from Louis Bayliss to Dawn's I didn't show any improvements.
No, I think you look better in your Louis Bayliss one because at least you were more game for it. You threw more.
Again, I was a lot more prepared for Louis than I was for Dawn's because of the switch up.
But you were still gasping for in second though.
I was not gasping for it.
Yeah, you look flat.
Louis was strong. Wasn't Dawn's only a minute rounds or something? Wasn't the fight cut?
2 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was cut really short. That was it. 2 2s, which is unheard of. Like a 2-round fight, which is crazy. I've just never heard that, and I've been watching boxing all my life.
I still want that rematch.
Why didn't you throw the kitchen sink at him then in last round?
Because I was thinking of a further fight, which I shouldn't have done.
It's I remember I've actually watched your fights recently. The commentator, I can't remember what it said. It's like you've kind of got to think about the fight you're in now. Not the one next.
I agree.
So you've got to win that fight to get to the next one.
I hold my hands up. I went in with the wrong game.
If you look at the footage, if you look at the video, go watch that fight. You see Gary, when you raise your hand, Gary goes, "What? You didn't win that." Literally.
The crypto fight.
Yeah, go watch it. Gary's even looking at it going like, "What the fuck?" No, you didn't.
Yeah. No, I did see it, but I didn't think it was clear cut. In fairness,
it wasn't.
I thought Dawn's just did enough.
I think it was 1-1.
I think you should have just thrown the kitchen sink at him, bit down your gum shield and went for it.
I agree.
I think it was close.
I completely hold my hands up and agree. I went into that fight with the wrong game plan. For a 2-round fight, I didn't know what game plan to come up with. Bear in mind that was the first time Gary's ever worked my corner as well, and we had a lot of issues that happened on the day. That is what it is. I can hold my hand up. Look, Dawn beat me. He was the better man on the night. But going forward, Dawn's would never beat me in a rematch. Never.
I don't know, man, to be fair. I'll give Dawn's his due. I think he's a durable little bugger. He fought someone on DKM and they were quite big. He was quite a big lad, I think he fought, to be fair. But he wouldn't beat me. Simple answer.
Yeah, Dawn's isn't bad on the small content creator scene. I don't think he's one of the better guys, though, isn't he? He's not dog shit.
So some of the small creator scene are rating him number 2 in the scene. So
yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say he's in terms of that scene. He's not he's not, you know, like, he's not one of the lower guys. You know, he's actually done quite well. Actually, if you look at, you know, I don't think he's lost. He's had one draw, hasn't he? He's had one draw. He drew his last fight. He took one
loss. He took one loss against some guy called Blake.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's correct.
But again,
and he's had one draw, and then the rest he's won. 2 or 3 he's won.
I think he's 4-1-1.
Yeah, he's not. That's not bad. He's not doing bad. He's not awful.
Better than my record, I'll tell you that.
What's that? Sorry?
Better than my record, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, listen, at least you could joke about it. And the thing is, I know that, Brandon, everyone gets at you over your record, but I must say you've been resilient. You know, you haven't given up. Loads of people would give up if you were 0-4 or 0-5. 0-4, I think you are. I can go 0-6, bro, and I still won't give up. The reason I fight is because I like fighting. Yeah. I don't fight because of any other reason. I just enjoy to fight. I like to go in there. I like the occasion. I like the whole part to do with getting in the ring. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing stuff like this, media. Is Misfits over for you now, though, because of that record?
I would have to do a lot of building up. It'd have to be a massive rebuild to even come in contentions of talking about that again.
Fair. At least
to be fair, though, I don't think the botted followers do help, bro.
My followers, I don't think they do.
Well, I don't think they do help. I'll be real. I've been saying I look 37, you cheeky bugger. I can see you in the comments. You jammy bugger.
Yeah, listen, boys, I really respect you both. I'm really looking forward to your fight. I'm going to wrap it up and so you guys can rest, so it's not a late one. Obviously, you got your fight in a few days. Get some rest, get some recuperation. I know Brandon and you guys are weight cutting as well, so I won't keep you much longer. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you both on the Gunman Insta Live. It's always a pleasure, Brandon. You've been on a few times, and hopefully I get to see you more often. And Jalam, it's a pleasure to sponsor Outcasts. It's really, I've really enjoyed the build up and building up some of the fighters and learning and meeting new people in the sport. So it's been fantastic, and I can't wait. I'm coming up on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to the show. So thank you for your hospitality, and it's great to be working with you guys. So listen, have a good evening, guys. Have a good evening, chaps. Do you want to have one last final message to each other? I'll start with you, Brandon. What's your final message to your opponent? This will be the last time you see him before the action kicks off, or the weigh-in, I should say.
I'll see you Saturday. It's as simple as that. We're going to have a good fight, but I'm going to be the quicker, the sharper, the faster man. At the end of the day, timing beats speed as well, and my timing's going to be a lot better than yours. So if you think you're quicker, there's my timing, but you're not going to be quicker. I'm going to be a lot stronger, and it's only going to go one way. And that's going to be me raising my hand and putting that belt around my waist.
And on that note, he has left.
He's gone. Because you know what? It's in the mud because he's going to have a 1-4 champion. That is crazy. 1-4 champion.
He's been knocked out by his Wi-Fi, so it's the best time to end.
He's going to go 1-2 by the end of the week.
Brilliant.
Oh, look.
Oh, man, it's
been a pleasure, man. But again, this is personal for him. It's not personal for me.
Yeah, he's definitely taking it personal. He definitely wants to beat you up. That's for sure. I shall see you in Manchester on Saturday. I can't wait, man. I'm going to go out, have a night out as well.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be fun. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you Saturday.
Brother, I'll see you Saturday.
Take care, my man. Bless up.
Yeah, in a bit.